Hello and welcome back to Making Materials. This is the first of several videos I'll be making in preparation for the Skills Development Conference in November, reviewing activities and games that we showed you at last year's mid-year seminar. So today, as you can see, we have a lot of fish here. So we're doing magnetic fishing. I'm sure you've all played this. It's a classic childhood game. So I'll quickly show you the fishing rods that I've got. They are simply made of lengths of bamboo, which I bought at a local hardware store. I've split the top of it and just stuck a knotted piece of string through and taped a magnet to the end. So I have 6 fishing rods like this. All the fish, I think I have about 30 fish here. Obviously, to work smart, I just drew 2 of them and then photocopied them onto coloured paper and cut them out. So we have yellow, green, blue fish, but they are all the same. And of course, a paper clip, so you've got somewhere to catch them. What I'm using this red line for is the water. So this is the pond. You can't go inside this area. So students would have to stand on the outside and fish. Okay, you've got it. So there you go, 1 fish caught. This is a team game, so I probably have 5 teams and they would have desks around the classroom. As you can see, I'm working in a very wide and empty room today. So let's say that this is their team table. So the team would take the fish back to their team. And once they've caught the fish, I would actually take the fishing rod back off them. They can't take the fishing rod back to their table because that way madness lies, just fighting and hitting with sticks. Then when they get back to their team, they can look at the reverse side of the fish where they'll have a question or something connected with whatever grammar you're teaching. In this case, all of these fish were requested by my JTE, who wanted an activity to review can, must, mustn't. So everything on here is a sentence that they can complete using one of those grammar points. You are very sick, you must. Each team would have a piece of paper and they would have to write their answer on it. You are very sick, you must go to the hospital. And each team will have a dictionary to help them, and I will also walk around the classroom and check their answers. When they have what they think is a good answer, they take the fish and the paper and they go to the JTE. The JTE is sitting at one desk with what we call fishing baskets for each team. So they show their paper to the JTE and they read out their answer. You are very sick. You must go to hospital. The JTE will check their answer. If it's not correct, they have to go back to their team and correct whatever the mistake was. If it's correct, the JTE puts that fish into their fishing basket and that team has caught that fish. As soon as they've caught the fish, the JTE will tell me, Damon Sensei, team 2, okay. And a new player from that team can come, take a fishing rod and catch a new fish. What I like about this dynamic is that it means that it isn't really a turn-based game. Each team can work at their own pace. So if this team is very fast at completing their sentences, it's my friend's birthday today, I must buy a present. Take it to the teacher. It's my friend's birthday today, I must buy a present. Good. That's another fish for that team. Maybe team 1 is still working on their first fish. Maybe team 3 is working on their third fish. Each team is working at their own pace, which is really an advantage of this game. The only limit is the number of fish. I find that this amount of fish takes pretty much a whole class to do, with a reasonable level of ability from the students, let's say. And then at the end of the class, we open the fishing baskets and we count out how many fish each team has caught. 6 or 7 is an average number, I would say. And obviously the winning team gets prizes. So this is a great way of using magnetic fishing to do a non-turn-based, very active game with your kids. As I said, all these fish are can, must, mustn't. If you must run very fast. For example, if you want to win, if you have a lion behind you, whatever. Some are difficult, some are easy. If you eat Japanese food, you mustn't use knife and fork. You mustn't put chopsticks in rice. If you like books, we can go to the library. We can give you books. So there are many, many different questions here. I'll show you another example of a set of cards I made for this game. So this was a set of cards I made for Sannensei. Just vocabulary cards. Last year at the mid-year seminar, I remember somebody asked if there was any way of playing Taboo with students. I thought it was a great idea, so I thought about it afterwards, and I decided eventually to combine it with the fishing game. So all these vocabulary cards would be on the underside of fish. Teams would catch the fish and then have to take this card back to their team. And what we set them was to write 3 hints. And when they write their 3 hints, they take the fish and their hints to the teacher, the JTE, and they read their hints. If the JTE can guess what the word is, they catch the fish. The only limit is that they can't use the word on the card, obviously. So for example, it's a food. It has bread, or it has 2 pieces of bread. It has cheese in the middle. Oh, sandwich. Some are very difficult. You know, it is a body part. It is in the head. It thinks. I deliberately made some very easy and some very challenging. And the students really enjoyed this game. I know that really enjoying doesn't always equal a great lesson, but I think this one worked very well. And that video is really long. Okay, let's stop there.